Good morning. My name is Rita Arrigo from Alchemy Impact, and I'm honoured today to be joining you here at MYOB Breakthrough Live with my talk, AI is Not Your Friend. So when I stepped onto the TEDx stage to do this talk and landed on the red dot, I didn't come dressed as a robot. Rather, this is exactly what I wore. And this infographic tells the story of what my talk was about. But the one clear thing I wanted to make to tell people is that AI is a tool, your reasoning partner, but not your friend. Right now, there's a lot of curiosity about AI and a lot of fear. Both are valid. But fear without understanding leads to bad decisions. And here's what I know. Agentic AI is coming. It will soon walk amongst us, making decisions, taking actions, operating in the real world. And it's just a baby, which means we are the parents. We have to give it values, guidelines, and good judgments. That's what responsible AI looks like. Not just creating standards to keep us safe, but showing up with intention. Because if we parent it well, AI carries the potential for genuine rejuvenation for our work, our communities, and our world. And this isn't whether, the question isn't whether AI is coming, it's whether we're ready to raise it right. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about how AI is no longer abstract and it's become embedded in our real world. And the future of AI depends on human guidance, not just blind trust. And Australia has a real opportunity to lead with purposeful, responsible AI. So my name is Rita Rigo, and I'm a mother, a wife, a chef, a gardener, a mixologist, and ultimately I'm a human. I've been in technology for over 30 years, starting my journey as a technologist of one of only 3 girls in my engineering computing year at Monash University in 1988. And being here today at your breakthrough event as the world is ushering in AI is something that girl could not have imagined. I started out helping the typing pool move to PCs, and then once I was in sales for 5 years, what I learned is that people were looking for technology was really falling short. And I realized that sales was about the present. And I was much more interested in emerging technology. And I came out to myself and my family as a futurist. In 1995, I sensed that the world would become a smart piazza, and we launched Australia's first internet cafe in St Kilda. Seeing the human connection in this environment cemented my understanding and my belief of the positive impact technology can have to enhance human connection and knowledge. Today, in my work at Alchemy Impact, I am journey to the world of AI native. I I work in a Firefly team, which is a micro venture inside Alchemy, where I am the product owner of our current onboarding agent, which I'm going to show you. And I work very closely and in a team with an agent architect, a trust lead, and a forward engineer. Previously at the National AI Centre, I was blown away by the curiosity of Australian society and their enterprises as they embrace AI. I was also part of launching Australia's first responsible AI network. And as well, I became aware of the fear and anxiety that accompanies this change. So today I want to talk to you about what really matters in the age of AI. So here is the Cyber Cafe that is now recreated at the National Communication Museum in Hawthorne, Australia. A museum dedicated to the evolving relationships between humanity and technology. A time capsule of the moment of when we invited people to step into a digital future they could barely imagine. People came in curious, a little nervous. We showed them how to send their first email, how to surf the web, the World Wide Web, and they lit up. The digital future felt open and deeply human because we explored it together in a cafe with coffee. Today, we stand at the edge of another leap, AI moving beyond our screens into the physical world, agentic systems that can plan and act, and robots that can navigate our spaces. But this isn't science fiction anymore. It's here, it's accelerating. You can see it all around it. You know it, you see it. The moment calls us to imagine, not just automate. Today I'm going to tell you what really matters in the AI, in the age of AI. We're going to talk about understanding responsible AI. We're going to talk about ways that you can discover AI, have AI play and learn more about it, and start to be optimistic and ambitious about harnessing the power of for better societies and really building your curiosity. So let me tell you a story about what is responsible AI. In 2018, I was learning about AI, computer vision, and all the ways it can improve our lives. Seeing AI was born out of a Microsoft Innovation Hackathon, an app that could help the low-sighted to narrate the world, allow the ability for them to understand the gender, the age, and emotion of people in the room, as well as count money, read notes, and barcodes. What started as a scrappy prototype became a lifeline for millions. In 2022, something unusual happened. That same computer vision AI that had been used to build Seeing AI, which was made available by Microsoft very inexpensively, was being used by many different organizations, including by law enforcement. And a problem with misidentification was exposed, where wrongful arrests were linked to facial recognition mismatches, in particular, the wrongful arrest of people of colour. It was out of this huge failure that responsible AI was born. Microsoft stepped back. It retired emotion detection and other facial analysis features and put facial recognition between strict guardrails under its responsible AI standard. The moment has shifted to just because we can build it, should we? So, what is going on with AI today? I believe we're currently in Horizon 1. We are focused on efficiency and productivity. Today, copilots and tools that compress tasks, draft summarizations, code, buy back time in our busy schedule, removing some of those dull tasks. Next is Horizon 2, which is Agentic AI, where agents can plan, decide, collaborate with us, and quickly followed by Horizon 3, physical intelligence, where robots are able to perceive, manipulate, and adapt in dynamic environments, taking more of those dangerous tasks. So there is an opportunity for us to really go beyond efficiency and ride a wave of rejuvenation, one where humanity, powered by AI and robotics, turns from exploitation to regeneration of our climate, health, work, and culture, where technology doesn't extract our attention but restores our agency, where progress isn't faster, it's wiser. That's the leap I invite you to take today, and how we go from a responsible AI to a future that regenerates ecosystems, reconnects communities, and builds smarter, stronger, more sustainable futures. And in Australia, our world-leading AI curiosity is driving impact with generative AI from organisations like Hardy Health, based in Melbourne, which is expanding its AI-powered clinical scribe with over 2 million consultations per week, through to Eyes of AI, who create digital twins of your teeth and predict potential cavities and gum diseases before they happen. In agriculture, we have Bitwise Greenview, who has developed the world's largest blueberry model, dramatically improving the yield of berries globally, with a combined revenue creation of 5.5 billion out of Tasmania. It's just magnificent. In the technology space, we have Sapia.ai, which is making a huge impact in the recruitment space for employers operating in large recruitment scenarios like Target and Kmart. And candidates love the feedback they get. Agentic AI, like Relevance AI, a Sydney-based company focused on AI agents for workflow automation, recently raised $24 million. And and from Macquarie University, we have Apate, which stands for the God of Deception. And they're using AI to combat scam calls by putting the AI onto the scammers and tying up their time. And this is currently being used by CommBank. I've recently added this new category, the sovereign AI category, where we have organisations like Firmus out of Tasmania, who's developing much better cooling technologies for our data center through to Monash Maverick, which is the largest AI computer in Australia, a $60 million investment designed to start to use Australian climate data, Australian health data, and to be our generative sovereign AI platform here in Australia, as well as MainCode, which is making a huge investment in generative AI platforms like Matilda. But at Breakthrough Live, we did get interactive, and it was really interesting to see what 75 people responded with this word cloud about what they do with AI. The biggest one being research and proof and edit and communications and summarize and learning. Fascinating that we're using it in this way, and it was fascinating as well. Last time I did this this interactivity, it was with accountants, and their biggest was travel planning. So it's interesting to see how much harder you guys are working. So let's do a demo. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I'm using Agentic AI at work. And I'm going to show you how we use an Agentic AI called Catalyst to empower employees every day at Alchemy Impact. So my first day at Alchemy Impact involved onboarding, but it didn't involve a traditional onboarding process with videos and meetings and a range of content that can take up to 3 to 6 weeks. It involved me interacting with Catalyst, and let me show you what that felt like. Introducing you to Catalyst. So Catalyst is available to you in Teams, and it can offer this feature like, for example, what are my onboarding tasks? So that will actually go off to a range of different systems, line things up for me so that I know all the things that I need to do as part of my onboarding day that is occurring. And this was designed to really embed AI support into seamless knowledge. So you'll see I've got my coffee, just had coffee. I've got my laptop, I've got Alchemy, I've got my first day debrief. I also get to meet my buddy. Fascinating. So let's find out who is my onboarding buddy. So this will actually go look into our timesheeting system called Run, which actually holds all our skills and can come back to me and say, oh, Spiros is my buddy. All right, what skills does he have? It's always great to have a coffee when you're doing a demo. Wow, so Spiro has AI strategy, responsible AI, business analysis. He's got responsible AI like me. Let's find out who else has. Who else has responsible AI skills? Oh, wow. It actually knows about me. So it's got Ilya, Spiro, KJ, and me. That's you. I love the language it speaks to me in. So it really made me feel at home at that time. Now, I'm a little bit tired at the moment, and I know I'm going to have some leave. So let's find out how much leave I have. Hey, Catalyst, how much annual leave do I have? Now, instead of me having to open Zero and log in and connect and do all that kind of stuff, it can actually use this corporate SaaS toolbox. Look up the fact that I've got 66 days. I can even ask for annual leave there as well. But I'm actually going to go check on a client. So I've been told I need to go and work at the RACV. So let's create a client brief. So please create a client brief for RACV. And here's one I've cooked before, just to make it a little bit easier for us. This is what it looks like. This is what we call an automated generated document. Tells me how old RACV is. It goes through and tells me about what they've been doing, what are their key businesses, what are their experiences, their business structure, everything I need to know to get started there. But also what's super interesting is it pulls out all the HubSpot contacts. And I noticed that my contact is not there. And I'd love to add it. So let's add him. Please add Donna Summers to RACV. Her email is donna.summers. I'm so excited to be working with her at racv.vic.com.au. So we'll let that line up, and that will then go off and send an application off to HubSpot to do that. So you just saw how I was able to get my onboarding advice, find out about how much annual leave I could even ask for my annual leave. I could do research and insights. I also had access to a whole range of corporate tools without even knowing how they work or having logons to them. And as well, I had a range of agentic control planes like the agent orchestration, the knowledge fabric, the Azure OpenAI intelligent layer, and the NCP platform, and of course, the evals and guardrails. So you can see how we're starting to build new use cases. Everyone wants reporting, zero-touch reporting, and more automated generated document, and a range of other things around, particularly the evals and guardian agents. So let's talk a little bit about getting playful with AI. So to make this future real, we've got to start playing with AI, and we've got to go beyond ChatGPT. So my favorite generative AI platform for images is Leonardo.ai. See, I drive a lot of people crazy at alchemy with turning them into alchemists. But it's a super Australian company born out of game design, and it can generate images and videos from prompts. And you would have seen a lot of those in my talk here today. And I also love to use ChatGPT for, my friends and family. But why not go beyond and have a look at Claude, have a look at Gemini, do style transfers, code with AI. I've been building with Lovable.dev. I built a website from a picture. I actually sent that picture that I was showing you, and it created me a website. And you can go check it out on my own website, and it created case studies, all kinds of things. It's so amazing to see what's happening in the whole software development space. Create a podcast from a discussion with Notebook LLM. Go to an AI event. Do an AI hackathon. Map AI in your role. Visit the National Communication Museum in Hawthorne. Do an AI native course with us at Alchemy Impact. Build in responsible AI. Post your learnings and learn in your professional bodies. Because as AI steps off our screens, grows sensors, wheels, arms, from orchard picking robots to robots for grasping corals or pineapples, assistive devices in the home, self-driving cars, there is another signal. Fei Li, the godmother of AI, in her new venture, World Labs, has already raised almost $1 billion to build large world models, different to large language models, but a spatial intelligence that can perceive, generate, and interact in 3D worlds. These large world models will allow optimism to be real, to be able to find ways to regenerate our climate, improve our health, create new value in our work, and build our culture. We all knew the optimism we felt in the early days of social media, how that could improve our connectedness, yet the rampant development and the algorithmic challenges have now created a situation where in Australia, we're even restricting access to our young people to social media. Let's make sure we're in the driver's seat, because as AI feels more lifelike, we start treating machines like people. We anthropomorphize it, and without noticing it, we overtrust it. Yet the same guardrails applies. The ones we talked about previously. We are the boss, and AI is not your friend. It doesn't care, consent, or take blame. It's a power tool, a thinking partner, and we are the boss. So I urge you to go and find out more about robots, and they are getting friendlier, and they come in so many different shapes and sizes. Friends is extended till May 17 at the National Communication Museum. But I also want to share some examples of robots coming in so many different sizes. You'll notice up the top we have Abby, that was created by Grace Brown. She's a mechatronics engineer here in Melbourne, and she actually got $10,000 from Vogue Codes, Vogue the magazine, to build her first robot. And since then, her business has exploded. She has developed these friendly, colourful robots that have got a large language model and are tuned for empathy. And they're really helping in some very environments where loneliness is very significant, and to be able to like remember conversations and bring joy into people's lives has been the key source for Abby. We also have robots like Lyro Robotics, um, that which can really reduce the challenge of people packing fruits and vegetables in warehouses, from avocados to pineapples to zucchinis, as well as weed killing robot up the top. That's really changing it for agriculture, where you can actually use these laser AIs, laser and computer vision identification, to remove weeds. I also have these robotic dogs from Unitree that are being used for firefighting, inspection, and also the small one that's like only $5,000, that's being used as a companion and other kinds of services that are available. And obviously, my favourite one is Surf Bee, and this is an incredible autonomous vessel that can come out and save you when you're in the surf. So there's so many different ways that robots are presenting themselves, but together we can move from exploitation to regeneration. Within the climate, we can regenerate our ecosystem. Imagine if every city was a living lab for decarbonisation, for measurement, then action in health, restoring well-being and longevity, early detection from multimodal signals, robotic assisted devices, precision medicine, and all the incredible work that's happening with AlphaFold, where we've already had our first cancer drug actually being developed in silico. And these life-spanning drugs also expanding health, and from extraction to creativity. So let AI take the boring and risking out as we design for dignity at work, safety in the field, augmentation for skilled tradies, and new craftsmanship in the age of agents. Culture to use tools to democratize creation, but anchor them in community, provenance, and shared meaning. Technology should amplify culture, not flatten it. And rejuvenation is possible. We know what really matters in the age of AI, and that is to build responsible AI, get playful, and in all the fear, stay curious to remain human. But let me leave you with one last thought. We often talk about digital parenting is guiding through children through technology. But let's flip it. What if in this moment we are the digital parents of AI itself? Because right now AI is still a baby. It makes mistakes, it stumbles, it learns by copying us. In human terms, that's what we'd call a child. And like any child, it needs boundaries, it needs values, it needs to be shown how to grow up well. We can't just fall asleep at the wheel. Instead, let's raise AI with wisdom, care, and creativity, because if we parent it well, AI can help us regenerate our climate, our health, our work, and our culture. And if we don't, we risk a future we do not intend. I can't wait to be the best digital parent and raise AI to be a power tool, a thinking partner that amplifies humanities at its very best. So thank you so much. Thanks for having me. You've been an incredible audience. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. Check out my lovable website. Follow Alchemy Impact. Find out more about our AI Native Foundation immersive experience that can take you from zero to hero. And also, if you want to know more about our enterprise onboarding agent, please get in touch. Thank you very much.